What is happening? Welcome back to the Past Alive. Thank you all for tuning in tonight for a special 25,000 subscriber video. And we are ripping into my favorite releases of the 1990s. We have before us a box of 1990 Leaf Series 2, chasing after the iconic Frank Thomas rookie card. 92 Bowman, probably my personal favorite release of all time. And it's been a while since we've ripped open any 92 Bowman here, so we're tearing into a whole box tonight, chasing after a slew of rookies and something else I've never ever featured before. Another one of my favorite releases that I really love when these came out back when I was a 10-year-old kid and could not afford them. We have individual packs of 94 SP. Very expensive premium product back when they came out. It's the same way nowadays. The last box of these sold for $750. So not a whole lot to chase after in there outside of Alex Rodriguez. The die cut at one point in time, the PSA 10s were selling for about $15,000. Now you can't even find one of those in sold listings or active on eBay. But I saw a recent 9 sold for over $1,000. So that's the big chase card, 94 SP. Every pack has one die cut card. The overall, the style of the cards is just freaking awesome. They look great. So what we will do, we have one stack for each participant in each one of these boxes. We'll tear into this. Thank you guys all that have been here for the last 6.5 years as I climbed this mountain slowly and steadily to 25K. Appreciate all your support. And for all you newbies that have climbed on board in this whirlwind of cardboard debauchery. We have Floyd Fett in the house. Says, if you haven't seen it, go watch the replay of Dalton Varsho's catch from earlier today from this video, from when this video is over. I didn't hear anything about that because I didn't have power for the last 2 hours. Thank you for that, Floyd fan. We will check it out. Winkler member for almost 2 years is happy 25K. Thank you, John. And Mikey G, member for 32 months. Says, John, congrats on 25K. The cult is strong with us. We have all the cult in here tonight, and I apologize for the late start. My staff are calling me. We have power outages. There's 500,000 people without power in western Pennsylvania. Luckily, we got things kick-started here, and we can get into some swashbuckling of these favorite releases. So what we'll do is we'll take the top left of each box, and we will decide and decipher who is going to go first. We have 36 packs in both of these boxes. This bulbous brick. These cards don't brick up, but the packs do, evidently. And the top 2 packs. We have 8 packs of SP. I'm going to push these off to the side, and we're going to start ripping and have the time of our lives in doing so. So we have 20 packs for each person, and the chat is going wild. Uncle Fester says, congrats on 25K, and thanks for turning me on to Ricky Berwick. That is awesome. Thank you so much, Uncle Fester. I've seen you in there a lot, man. I love to see it. If you haven't checked out Ricky Berwick's live streams, or anything for that matter, you need to be in there. It's absolute pandemonium and chaos, and I love every single second of it. Floyd fan member for 40 months says, happy 25K, by the way. Hope you get the cards you'll want. Well, none of these will be for me since we are doing a break on all of these. I do have all the cards from these releases that I want already, although I don't have an A-Rod die cut. You can pick one up raw for about $40. I just have not pulled the trigger yet on it. Our first participant, the top left stacks are going to our buddy Alton. I don't know if he's in here or not. Mikey G says, we got George Brett Pine Tar in here. Says, hello, John and friends. What's going on, Brian? Welcome. Let us get down to ripping. 90 Leaf. The identifier here is on the back of the pack, Series 2, because they look identical, Series 1 and 2. Let's head back to 1990 and see if we can find ourselves a Frank Thomas rookie card. Be careful with these because the packs don't always want to open very clean. You don't want to catch the corners. PSA 10s of these are about $200 nowadays. They were about $300 a year or so ago. They have come down in price, but I love this design so much. When these came out back in 1990, I feel like they were like $5 a pack. They were way more than any other releases, and I was always about quantity over quality, so I never bought a pack. It wasn't until years later when I got to finally indulge in 90 Leaf. First pack, we didn't do so well. We got a Yogi Berra puzzle piece in that one. We'll switch it up. We'll rotate. We'll go back and forth. The sticky brick of 92 Bowman. These are about $400 a box. And Lots of chase cards. The big one, Mariano Rivera. He's in some hot water right now, so I'm not sure how it's going to affect his card values overall. But you got Rivera, you got Piazza, you got Trevor Hoffman, rookie in here, Manny Ramirez. There are lots to look for, but I don't know what it is about the white border. Evidently, I love them because both of these have white borders between this and 90 Leaf. But also another very premium, expensive release when they came out. I don't remember ever opening one pack of these back in the 90s. Zane Smith and his hideous antics are going to show up to sabotage and ruin this rip. And you got a gold foil card of Tim Belcher. Couldn't be less enthused to see a Tim Belcher card. Movon shows up. Damon Buford, of course, you have all the spring trading photos in here, which is just very unique and different for this time. And that's probably one reason why I loved it. But the rookie class in 92, you had Juan Guzman, you had David Need, Nigel Wilson, all these giant prospects that I was real stoked on that didn't really amount to too much. Jim Thome, second year. Navarro and Reggie Jefferson ends that first pack. We'll save 94 SP for last. We'll go back to doing those. But we're going to be in it for the long haul tonight because these pack wrappers are just not cooperating all too well. Mike Sharperson. Radinsky, also the other rookies we're looking for in Series 2 from this year. Dave Justice, rookie card, and Larry Walker. So you have some other ones to keep an eye out for. It's Chris Hoyles for Ripping for Ripken's newer PC, Joe Hesketh. Very, very nice cards in the second year. Big unit, as Corey calls him, to end that pack. Well, the stickiness is real with these ones. Mikey G says, my wife is letting me watch this on her birthday. That's so awesome. Happy birthday to Renee, Mikey G's wife. Thank you for allowing Mikey to watch this and even watching along with him as we revel in cardboard debauchery, chasing after rookies like we always did when we were younger and still do this day. Maddox starts things off. Dave Valley, Napoleon Robinson, standing in some sort of structure there. We do have some stickiness. Greg Gagne, Chad Curtis, part of the Topps Jailbreak collection. Bernard Gilkey, of course, going to show up in this pack. You got Tino Martinez, a foil, and Larry Walker, Ron Lockett. Stickiness, but no paper loss on these ones. Greenwell, Terry Shumpert, and Derek Bell is going to end that pack. So we go back and forth. Warren D, what's going on, man? Chris Rich says the cult has no boundaries. Pushing buttons in the house. Button says, thanks, Sean, for all the antics and debauchery of the years. TPI is why I got back into collecting. Best card channel ever. Jonathan, thanks so much, man. Thank you for the kind words. Jonathan's been here for a very long time. I appreciate the hell out of you. 6.5 years now. November 2018 is when I started doing this. And please advise you not to go back and watch my earliest videos because they're awful. not that my videos now are much better, but the other ones are real bad. Lee Smith, there's Fred Manrique for Brian Smith. Teddy Higuera, we called him Teddy Hugger back in 1990. Jack Morris showing up. Keith Hernandez. Jose Offerman rookie card was definitely a decent one at 1 point. And Greg Hibbert is going to end that freaking pack. Like nails on a chalkboard. Matt says, Nutty Leaf Jr. is a beautiful card. It is definitely a nice one, for sure. I actually bought the whole 90 Leaf set from somewhere. What was it? It was $5 at an antique mall in a binder with the Thomas, with everything except for the Griffey. That was it. And then it was weird because, like, I think about a week or so later, I found the Griffey at a flea market for like $1. So that was a pretty awesome come up to get that for $5. Dan Howitt, Steve Chitrin. A checklist card. Mikey G is pumped on the Keith Hernandez sighting as Dennis Martinez. And part of the witness protection program, fake names. Dave Dorno weird. What the hell? I've never seen that card in my life. I've never heard of him. Pretty sure this is just a computer-generated bot of some kind because that guy certainly never existed. Calling Mandela effect on that one. Yvonne Calderon, who met a pretty grisly fate years back. Matt Stairs, foil. Not a bad one there. John Smiley throwing a haymaker. There's Van Slyke. make sure there's nothing stuck to the back of these because these are kind of sticky. Rico Bronya, Rivera, Greg Vaughn for Wally Moon Unibrow, and there's Chuck Knobloch. Back in '92 was probably calling him Chuck Kobloch. I think Joe's card corral was actually. I won't take credit for that one. Back to 90 Leaf. Xavier Hernandez starting this pack off. There's Jeff Reed, Austin Mocker, Avery. Early on in his career, would have been a nice one at one point in time. Ozzie Canseco. I don't think anyone has ever had a PC of Ozzie Canseco ever. I would probably put a lot of money down on that one. There's Eric Plunk and his Hideous Antics also coming out. And Pagnozzi ending that pack back to 92. Bowman. Cemented together. These pack wrappers are, they're pretty bad. I don't know what's worse, these or 89 Score. Do you like the trash bags better or the ones that just rip to shreds? I don't know. Sean L says, I'm watching this while enjoying the greatest cereal of all time, Orange Cream Pop, Captain Crunch. I don't think I've ever heard of that. That sounds glorious, though. Ryan Hoblitzel is out in a state park somewhere, lurking around in that sweater. Roberto Pettigine, rookie cards. Todd Ritchie, at the time of his life. As well to throw a Clark for Corey if he's in here. And Robin Youts. Man-wearing and Alex Cole. That's an action-packed card, to say the least. Is that Felix Fermin in the background? Felix Jose. Gary Caraballo. If I've ever seen that card in my life, and I have this whole damn set. Matt Williams gold foil. There's Candy Audie. Something stuck to him. Maybe not. I've been deceived. There's a Bagwell second year. Kevin Eddy. Pedro Martinez second year card. Ramon Martinez and Pedro back to back. That's pretty wild. And Edgar. What the hell? 3 Martinez in a row. Something is rotten in Denmark with that pack. It's like that pack is the meaning of life or something, because that's weird. 3 Martinez. Corey says, Kurt, Kurt, man, wearing a dress. I was hoping you would be in here and say that without me having to prompt you. Martinez cubed. Sean Candelaria. Chaos 11624. The creator of the 4th Bro Mystery Box is in here. Says, as I collect his Ozzie Canseco and Jose Smith. Congrats on 25K. Jesse, thanks so much, man. Now I'm very intrigued by your Ozzie Canseco PC. Or should I say personal PC. Appreciate you, man. Stan Belinda. Hopefully there's a 4th Bro box in the works. I feel like we need a redo of that sometime soon. It's been a couple of years, and they're always a huge hit. There's a big cat, as Corey will insist on you calling him. Biorga Rookie was definitely a decent one at one point, and by decent, I mean it was probably worth like $3 in Beckett. And Scott Scudder. That one apparently is not a short print like the 90 Tops. Corey is pumped on that big cat spotting. Are we sure that isn't Sal Fasano? We got Gene Larkin peering out like Wilson from Home Improvement on the back of this next pack. This must have been kept in like a sweaty-ass attic or something like that because there's cemented in there. There's Butch Henry. Still on that oil can Boyd PC myself. Bobby Witt Sr. shows up. And we got a Rick Helling gold foil. So everyone can breathe easy now. The Rick Helling USA foil has been found. Aaron Seeley. Man, was I stoked on that card. It says rookie. I probably dropped maybe $10 on that one too, between that and the 93 SP back when I was PCing Aaron Seeley. But that was big money for me to spend as, what was I, freaking 8 years old? I was like, I could buy 5 packs of Score from 92, or I could buy an Aaron Seeley rookie. Like, I might have paid $10 for it. I honestly can't remember. It's been so long. Butch Husky rookie card. Roberto Alomar, Steve Finley. But regardless, it was a big purchase for myself. Glenn Allen Hill, Eric Karros. Really upset down in the dumps because Mike Piazza is not spotted in that photograph. The two of them were inseparable. And Gene Larkin ends that freaking pack. Brandon on Dappin Houses, congrats, Sean. I don't make many live streams, but I haven't missed a video in years. Brandon, I know you haven't, man, and I really appreciate that. I was hoping that you were going to make this video because I know you posted about it in the Facebook group recently. And I thought I wasn't going to make the video because, so some chaos unfolded. Some chaos 11624 unfolded on Pennsylvania this evening. We got like a 20-minute heads up, and all of a sudden, I was like falling asleep on my couch watching Highway to Heaven. It's a typical everyday thing, especially in the afternoons. If I'm not skating, I'm probably falling asleep on my couch watching Highway to Heaven or MacGyver. But I get an alert on my phone, and about like 20 minutes heads up. Maybe it says like you're gonna have up to 80-mile-per-hour winds. It was like literally 20 minutes from now. Take shelter and hide. Cover your ass because there's 80-mile-per-hour winds on their way for you in 20 minutes. And yeah, it was pretty gnarly, and it ripped branches, like some pretty big branches off the trees in my yard, and it ripped some shingles off my roof. Yeah, it's pretty haggard. And then I had no power for about 2 hours. Then I couldn't leave because my car's in the garage. So I was literally sitting there pondering, well, do I go to the bar? Do I get an Uber to the bar and sit there all night because I have no power? Or do I order a stuffed crust pizza from Domino's? Well, I chose the latter. So I had to wash my hands like 7 times before I did this video because they're so greasy. And look at that. So Larry Walker rookie shows up for Alton. There is the first one, definitely off center, left to right, but that is the first big rookie we're chasing after in this rip. We have found it. Walker rookie shows up. It was a combination of rain and wind, and like I said, nobody was prepared for it. It was just out of nowhere. Everyone got an alert that said, hey, this is going to be happening in 20 minutes. It's like, what? And then they kept pushing the time back on how long it was going to last. And it was pretty gnarly there for a little bit. And then afterwards, I went outside and saw shingles like ripped off. I'm like, what the hell? Branches everywhere. Mass hysteria. So, wasn't sure if this rip was even going to happen or if this pack will even open. Very janky. Greg Fox has have a storm coming here in New York shortly. Yeah, it's probably headed up your way, man, so be safe because it's pretty crazy. There's Brian Taylor, rookie. Big-time card back in 1992. That would have been the one you would have been probably stabbing somebody with a sharpened number 2 pencil to take that off of them because that's how popular and I'm crazed that card was. Mike Valera says, congrats on 25K. So glad I found this cult. It's always a great time. Here's the 25K more. Mike Valera said, it's a pleasure to have you in this TPIA cult. I appreciate you always being here, man. Thank you so much. Ray Langford and Kevin Rogers. Black Jack McDowell, part of the Omen list. There's Walt White, Sid Bream, Bonilla, Davis. Kind of a dud pack. There's Steve Bouchel before his mullet would be flapping in the wind a year or so later. And we're back to 90 Leaf. This is going to be a long-ass rip. But we'll get there. And hopefully we'll see at least one Thomas rookie. I know people that have opened boxes and pulled more, like 2 or more. There's Karkovice. Older than time itself, but not older than Charlie Huff. At least I don't think so. They're pretty close. Ripken, Nolan Ryan, no-hit king card's a sick one. Matt Young, Joe Klink, and Mark Parent ends that pack. It's serious ASMR with these packs. Hopefully Ricky Berwick is on live tonight. I love seeing the TPIA cult infiltrating the Ricky Berwick streams. It's glorious. Lindsay Clark says, congrats on 25K, John. I'm sure Pee-wee got you 24,000 subs. It probably was mostly attributed to him, honestly. It's going to be a super long rip if I have to baby every one of these packs. Because I don't want to ding all the damn corners up on the way out. Chad Kruger starting this pack off. There's a checklist. Brent Miller looking super dorky in that safari button down. And we have Joe Randa. That's a foil. Him in his kind of like Freddy Krueger sweater, looking super cool. Junior Felix, Vince Coleman, Mo Sanford. There's Sean Estes. That's his rookie card. I was probably real stoked on that card because I was stoked on him at one point. Second year, Tim Salmon, but the collation is definitely good. That's the second time we've seen a Carlos Garcia. Other than that, I don't know if we've seen any duplicates yet. Tim Raines, there's Dave Justice. And nothing else too notable in that pack. Joe Random makes me cringe, Paul says. Saving the 94 SP for last. There's some pretty awesome inserts in there. The Hollow View inserts, especially the red die cuts, pretty valuable. pretty valuable. Alan Mills, that's a rookie of him, if anyone gives a crap. Ted Power, Ron Robinson. I should probably go a little bit faster. We're going to be here till midnight. But at least if we're here till 10 p.m., we can say whatever the hell we want. There's Mark Eichhorn or Lois Einhorn, and Glenn Braggs ends that freaking pack. Getting down to the nitty-gritty for Alton. Good. What the hell? Is this some kind of April Fool's Day prank where the guy glued the pack wrappers together? Pretty sticky. But luckily, none of the cards are affected by it. But absolute trash as far as these wrappers go. There's no salvaging any of those. Let's see what we got here. Very sweaty John Doherty. Sweatier than Bob Horner, and I think that was a possibility. Matt Williams Sanders. Hojo. Scott Sapicki. Foyle. Astachio. Clayton. Kind of getting screwed on these 92 Bowman, though. We haven't really seen anything. No big rookies yet. The final pack of 90 Leaf for this first stack for Alton. Let's unglue this. Jerry Manley in the houses. It's not glue. That guy definitely... It's not 10 p.m. yet. We can't say stuff like that, Jerry. Jerry's mind is deep in the gutter. There's no recovering it. Appreciate that, Jerry. Johnson's second year. Rasmussen. There's a Jim Leyritz rookie card. Lee Smith. Manrique again for Brian Smith. And Randy Reddy ends that pack. We're almost at the 94 SP. I'm excited. I'm so excited I'm shaking. I don't know why people say that, but they do. See it all the time on Facebook pages. I just pulled this hit in my car. I'm shaking. Pretty hilarious. A checklist starting this last pack of Bowman off. David Cohn. There's Nolan Ryan shot for the first time. And we're not going to get the Manny Gold foil in this pack, it looks like. The Jumbos have 2 foil cards. But the Jumbos, I've never pulled a Mo Rivera from a Jumbo pack. So I think it's pretty freaking hard to do that. Molitor starting things off. There's a Pagnozzi. Can we find a big rookie in this last pack for Alton? Alton usually has pretty good luck with finding rookies in his rips. Hal Morris and Reggie Jefferson. Nothing in that pack. Alton has 2 packs of SP left. I think this is like my first time ever opening these. There's some guy, I think it was Abe Stark Cards, who I've been seeing on Facebook. He opens a lot of packs and stuff. He had these listed for, I think they were like $22 a piece plus shipping or something like that, which is nuts if boxes are selling for $7.50 because the boxes are 18 packs. So, pretty great deal. I bought one for myself just to keep in my sealed wax collection because these are definitely scarce. There's not a whole lot of them out there. Check out the gloriousness of 94 SP. I love this set, man. When these came out, I freaking love these cards. They were awesome. All foil. I hope that there's no stickiness or bricking. It looks like there's some paper loss on the back of that card. It's always a risk you take opening 90 stuff. That one got some paper loss on. This one's Doc Gooden. So you run the risk of that all the time, especially with the way the cards are stored. We do have an A-Rod rookie possibility in here. Also, Billy Wagner can be found in here as well. Craig Biggio, but beautiful freaking cards. I love these so much. They're awesome looking. And LaTroy Hawkins. Our prospect card. Premier Prospects. The die cuts at the end of the pack. Probably should have pulled the hair dry out for these ones. Jeff Conine. Kevin Stalker. But amazing looking set, though. They don't make them like this anymore. Terrell Wade. Now this card, funny story about that. It's a die cut too. Somebody had this listed on offer up for, I think it was 15 grand. That was like back before you would see these ridiculous listings like every second of the day. Now they're like, you look on anywhere, Facebook Marketplace or eBay or anything, and there's like 100,000 listings that are absurd amounts. But this card was like 15 grand, and the guy was dead serious about it. Needless to say, I don't think that ever sold. Cass, I can't wait for CPI After Dark, or TPI After Dark, so I can say, crap. Last pack for Alton. Let us scurry along. Mark Grace is starting this one off. Yeah, this stickiness sucks. Or on the side there, the back. Mark Grace and Phil Plantier starting this pack off. There's a Hoyles for Corey's new channel, Hunting for Hoyles. And Alex Ochoa. Prospect card. Our die cuts. Oh, man. Alton, you got it on the last card. I don't know if I saw Alton here or not, but you got a good one for the last one. I said Alton always ends up getting at least one nice rookie from these rips. Now, a lot of these cards aren't salvageable. Wade Boggs, Van Slyke. Look what you got, man. You got a freaking Billy Wagner die cut. That is sick. Newly elected to the Hall of Fame, Billy freaking Wagner. Let's shove that into a penny sleeve immediately and put it in the top loader. That's definitely a nice one. Trying to make sure I don't knock everything over because there's stacks of crap surrounding me everywhere. Trevor Williams at House says, watching the Twins with my grandpa, we had to watch 3 years of LaTroy Hawkins getting lit up as a starter before going to relief. That is miserable, but I'm happy that you made it in here tonight, man. Thank you for being here and sharing that with us. So the best one for the first stack, Billy Wagner die cuts. So not too bad, 2 packs, and you get one of the best rookies in the die cut from SP. Cannot beat it. Liked that, Billy, a lot. Robert Herm says, Jack O'Lantern, Jack O'Lantern, Jack. That's been really pissing Ricky off. Robert Herm's the man. I saw Robert Herm in a recent Ricky stream demanding that Alexa play retro TPIA retro wax box videos. I was like, that's sick. I hope it turns it on. All right, the next one. The next 9 packs of Leaf. The next 9 packs of 92 Bowman. Big ass brick. And the next 2 packs of 94 SP. Let's hope for a freaking A-Rod die cut. Of course, did the first stack take 23 minutes? It did. I think I'm blaming it on the freaking pack wrappers because they're all sticky, and I'm desperately trying to not catch any in the corners. You gotta watch those corners, Corey. You know what that's about. The next stack, Paul F. You in the top right. Let me take a swig of my ice cold Zevia. Let's get down to business once and for all. No sign of Thomas yet. Robert H. said, couldn't get it to play. Yeah, I don't know if it didn't understand it or what, but I was trying to think of like a video that would be real random to play, like a mailman skit video on my channel or something that would turn right on and be like, what the hell is this? Good luck to you, Paul. We see the same collation we saw before. I'm not going to spend a ton of time on these. We already saw a decent amount of Series 2. We're chasing after Thomas. We pulled the Larry Walker, so I guess Alton did get the Larry Walker too. Yeah, these pack wrappers are what's taking this video so long because they're ass. And it sucks because I love 92 Bowman so much, but this is ruining that set for me. It's making me hate it really bad because you couldn't have come up with a foil pack. Come on. Dickie Thon, something's off. Sosa, Ryan Long. Definitely was a guy that sat on the back seat of the school bus. There's no doubt about it. And probably threw stuff at the back of your head. I'd almost guarantee it. Dave Winfield, there's Andres Galarraga, or we know him as the Big Cat, as Corey would have you call him. Bobby Reed, Robert Butler, looks like he is still in high school in that photo. Girardi, Ben McDonald, Greenwell, Reynolds, Chili, freaking Davis. Ending that pack. Back to Naughty Leaf. Edible pack wrappers. There's a Comstockers. Ozzy Canseco for Chaos's PC. There's Plung again. Belinda rookie card. Mark Davis. What the hell? Back-to-back Dwayne Wards. Paul L., you know what to do when you see something like that. I thought we were going to have 3. That'd be freaking ridiculous. Seen that Randy Johnson a lot, too, but we obviously can't put Johnson on any kind of omen list. Not allowed. WJJ, what's going on, man? I haven't seen you in a long time. What is happening? Got Cappy's cards in here. And hoping for Rivera. Alan Mills, literally about to cry in that photo. And look at that. Our first prominent rookie of 92 Bowman shows up. Carlos Delgado rookie card. Definitely a nice one there for Paul F. Hopefully you need that for your rookie box. It's not a super high value card or anything, but it's one I don't really see too often in singles boxes. Larkin, Solon Torres, Tobin C, Bog, McGriff, and Knobloch, ending that pack. On White says Delgado should be in the Hall. Yeah, I think a lot of people agree with you on that. These ones are welded too. Of course, says Del got it. Gene Nelson. There's Laird's again. Manrique. Seen a lot of Manriques. I don't know. That's the third time. If somebody pops up 3 times, we know what that means. I'll leave that to Paul L to decide if he wants to pursue that omen or not. Brian Smith might have a hissy fit if we put Manrique on the omen list. See these shitty pack wrappers again. That I am despising. Trey Percival rookie. Look at that. Off to greet us. Definitely another nice one to set. Number 290. The second year Van Poppel would have been a hot one at one point in time. We got Cliff Floyd dunking the baseball. So the rookies are all starting to flood out of these packs. Floyd and Percival in the same freaking pack. Like that card a lot. They're all showing. Kevin Seitzer, unfortunately, it's not his 93 select of him actually throwing a temper tantrum on home plate. Or having a seizure. I'm not exactly sure. Derek Bell foil. Peter Hoy. There's a bagpipe second year. A second year Martinez, Eric Davis, and Portugal wins that pack. And we are off. What the hell am I doing? Maybe I'm the one having a seizure. These packs are real hard to open too. I've seen some repeats now. Jeff Reed. No sign of Frank though. No sign of that Thomas, but there's an awful lot of Ozzie Canseco and Eric Plunks in here. That'd be my luck. Celebrating 25K with a bunch of omens and players that I hated growing up. It's a good way to ring it in. Is Pee Wee safe through the storms? Yeah, Pee Wee's over at the neighbor's house. Chain smoking, of course. He was under a roof, but he still managed to get a little bit wet. It kind of smells like wet dog and Swisher sweet cigars. It's a filthy combination. So I'm sure him and I are going to get into it tonight. Because he's asking to sleep over the neighbor's house, and I don't really like them, so I don't really want to give my permission from the stay over. But at the same time, I don't feel like dealing with him, so he's all about having a sleepover tonight for some reason. I don't know. Luis Soho. Russ Swan starts it off. You're going to crab claw opening those Bowman. That's kind of what you have to do, literally. There's Bob Walk, Billy Swift, Finley, Ripken, Mitchell, Herbeck. Gene Larkin ends that pack. Ripping right along at a freaking snail's pace with these. And the only other one I wanted to open, 95 Studio, is one of my favorites in the 90s, too. I love those when they came out. There's a lot of releases I love, but these are like my favorite. And we just kind of didn't have enough time to get a 95 Studio box, so we'll open that sometime. I've opened it like 5 or 6 years ago now, but one day we'll go back and do that again. There's a second year Bichette, Norman Charlton, same person as Van Snyder. Clinton Ray, what's happening, man? Make sure Pee Wee doesn't go to the movies solo. We need Ricky Berwick movie card. That would be sick. Corey says, smash that like button. Thank you guys all for being here tonight and indulging with me. Steve Cook, rookie card. And the big one for me back in 92 coming up, Dale Murphy, Nigel freaking Wilson. And people were ready to kill over this card when it came out. Maybe that was just me, I don't know. But it was a very, very hot card back in 92. Come 93, not really the case so much. John Jaha for Paul L., who was probably cringing at the sight of him. Bream, Brett, and Dave Fleming. Ending that pack. Back to 90 Leaf. think I should do this different for the next stack? Should we just open all of the same release at once? Or do you like going back and forth and doing it? Switching it up. There's a Gant, Manuel Lee, Jackson. I forget the precursor for Frank Thomas is. It's been a while since I've opened these. Bryn Smith, David West, Reynolds, and Charlie O'Brien is going to end that pack. Nothing too special in there. just you, John. Apparently, I wasn't an angry kid at all, but apparently I was very judgmental. And if somebody had one photo on a baseball card where he looked like he was cocky or just an asshole, like, all right, I hate that guy. And then I'm sure my brother said that. Then he's my older brother, obviously, so I wanted to be like him. And it's like, all right, well, my brother doesn't like that guy. I don't like him either. That's probably where a lot of them came from. Clemente Nunez, Darnell Coles. I feel like I was like real into Darnell Coles briefly in like 1988 or 89. Well, I guess I started collecting in 89 after my brother did, so it's probably right around there. Paul O'Neill from Mikey G. Chris Hoyles for Corey's PC. And there's a Big Mac. Gold foil. That's actual 24 karat gold, so melt that down and you might be a rich man. Rock Reigns, Luis Gonzalez, second years of BGO, Wilson Alvarez ends that pack. For Paul F. Paul's is Gilberto Reyes and his bulging eyeball. Yeah, those those cards are actually freaky if you go back and look at those. Very freaky. Bear is the puzzle piece. No sign of Dave Justice rookie, though. Yeah, what the hell? Kenny Maldonado. Kind of getting screwed on these leaf packs. Not seeing anything in these. Bowman, we still haven't seen a Piazza, Hoffman, Rivera. No Manny Ramirez yet. No Frank Thomas foil. I desperately claw my way through these things. No way you could search these packs, I don't think, because they tear to shreds. So they're basically like search proof. Jason Beret rookie. That would have been one I would have had on my list to buy up. Johnny Ruffin. There's a Henderson. And we got some paper loss. First time seeing that. So the Bowman gold foil. Snowflake parallel. Stachio's Curry Puckett. Eric King. Luckily it wasn't a Frank Thomas that happened to. And we go back to 90 Leaf. We're almost halfway done with this rip. And Bobby Witt starting this pack off. Felix Jose. Joe Carter, who is not in the Hall of Fame, although I told you that he was back in one of my first videos. Corey would love to hear me say that. Nolan Ryan, No Hit King. Second time seeing that one, but I'm not going to complain about it. 2 packs of 92 Bowman remaining. Somebody like held these over a bonfire or something. Paul's 90 Tops is Thursday. 90 Tops, yeah, I don't know if it's going to be Thursday or Friday. I haven't decided yet. And I'm not doing an auction tomorrow, I don't think, because I'm supposed to go to the Pirate game tomorrow. I'm also going to the Pirate game on Sunday, too. Tomorrow they're playing the Cubs. Sunday they'll be playing the Padres. Freaking the hell? Esteban Beltre. So I don't think I'm doing an auction tomorrow night. That could change because they're calling for rain like every single day for the rest of the year. So we'll see what the hell happens with that. Jerome Walton, Todd Zeal, Matt Mieske. I think we hated Matt Mieske real bad whenever, probably around this time. Maybe it was because of this photo, I don't know, but we did not like him. Roberto Kelly, John Vanderwall. I did like him, though. I was real pumped on him and Phil Plantier. Who was it? Of course, is going with Riley. Tomorrow, me and Frank are supposed to go. And what? Yeah, Sunday we're going to Toy Palooza Toy Show Sunday morning. And then right after that, going to the Pirate game at like 1 o'clock. And now it's supposed to rain on Sunday, too, which sucks. You're going to wake up with arthritis in the morning? I wouldn't doubt it, man. The last pack of 90 Elite for Paul F. Ron Robinson and his dorky antics screwed us out of a Frank Thomas in there. What is with that? The last pack of 92 Bowman. Yeah, so I haven't been at a toy show in a while. It's usually really good. So we'll go check that out. And Scott Stahoviak. That was another card that I thought was going to be a real big one at some point in time. Definitely put in a top loader. And what else we got? Tariq Brock. Ricky Gutierrez. There's a Javi Lopez second year. B.J. Wallace. I never knew it, but years later he'd be screwing me out pulling Derek Jeter rookies, as he's done multiple times now on this channel. Burnitz. And nothing in there. Crazy. Halfway through the rip and no sign of the really big rookies. We got 2 packs of SP yet for Paul F. Another Doc Gooden. These ones, yeah. It's like one area they got humidity stuck between them, or moisture stuck between them. Gooden, Eric Karros, running and desperately trying to find Mike Piazza in that photo. Marquise Grissom. Looks like we have a Todd Hollandsworth prospect card. Ozzie Smith. Yeah, a lot of these really got it. Palmeiro. And our die cut is Derek Bell. I thought it was going to be Derek Lee for a second. I was like, that'd be a good one. Derek Lee rookie die cut. I'm going to wet my whistle before this last pack, before we trudge into the second half of this rip. Boys Zalou, start things off. I hate doing that. Chili Davis. We got Brian L. Hunter. At one point, that was probably a decent one. Winfield shows up. Johnson. This is always a weird photo. Randy Johnson, the pole dancer. And at least the die cuts aren't really that effective because they're on the back of the pack, so that's pretty cool. Javi Lopez and Alex Fernandez. That ends the stack for Paul F. In the books. 1/2 of this celebration down. And the best card, probably Billy Wagner die cut, honestly. So we'll go back. The big unit fruit. Go back and take this brick out. And the bottom left. Those 9 packs. Skim 2 off the top. Here we go. The next 20 freaking packs with 2 participants left. Who, oh who, is it going to be? Paul's my computer froze as soon as the Wagner die cut was pulled. It's going to be Scott F. Thank you for participating in this rip. Thank you guys all for participating in this rip and also for being here to watch it and bearing with me as I desperately try to open these wrappers without destroying anything. So hopefully we'll find a Thomas in one of these packs. I've seen a lot of the same names and maybe a lot of omens declared after tonight. Wallace Johnson looks like he's slinging around. Prowling. You can actually get arrested for prowling in case no one knew that. I don't know what that means exactly. Like, if you're prowling, are you walking around, like walking through the streets at night? Are you in people's backyards, hiding in bushes, looking in the windows with binoculars? I don't know what prowling means, but I've seen people be arrested for prowling in the paper and stuff. I'm like, what the hell is that guy doing? Binoculars in someone's backyard at night? Wallace Johnson will tell you. Good God. Ripken in the back of his pack. There's Juan Guzman rookie. Very hot one back in 92. Would have definitely had an arrow pointing up next to it, no doubt. Vaughn Calderon. Mike Juice is prowling what Pee-wee does at 2 a.m. Yeah, Pee-wee's always prowling. And Greg Gagne, Chad Curtis. There is the Big Mac foil yet again. So seeing more duplicates. Jose leaned. Mel Hall. It's a shame this one doesn't have a poop stain on it because you'd really be able to see it with that white border. Chris George squeezing one out. And there's Ripken. Ripken was really like the representative, the cover boy for this whole release. That card. It's a cool looking photo. So that ends the pack. We got Pearl Park in the house. What is going on, man? Says congrats on 25K. Thanks for being here, man. I'm glad you could make it. Always a pleasure to have you with us. We are ripping right along and still haven't found the biggest rookies. We have found some, but please check out Pearl Park's channel. If one of the mods can post a link to him and you'd give him a subscribe and go hit that button if you would be so kind. There's Bobby Witt, Miller, Lance McCullers, and Zap Pack. It's not really getting any big names. 92 Bowman might be going down as like the worst pack wrappers ever. They're just awful. I thought 92 Fleer were bad, but those are pretty awful. And look at this. We got Garrett Anderson rookie showing up. So also Garrett Anderson's one true and only rookie shows up for Scott. There's a link to Pearl Park's channel. Thank you for that, Corey. And there is the absolute fake and made up Dave Dornaweird. And he even looks confused, like, the hell? He doesn't know who he is. Chad McConnell. Greg Swindell shows up. Harris Martinez Gordon. Drebeck. Fortunately, not calling me again drunk from the bar in my dreams at 1 o'clock in the morning. And Joe Vitko. And Zap Pack. Back to 90. Carpal tunnel is setting in at an alarming rate right now. There's Big Cat. Bayerga rookie. Franklin Stubbs. Paul L. Please. Quote, you know who for that one. Treadway. And Eric Hansen ending that pack. Scott Epps is nice. I got the made-up name guy. I got the made-up name guy. I'd be stoked about that, too. If that card shouldn't exist. It really shouldn't. Wonderful. Paul Ellis' Franklin Stubbs. I bet he had a stub on his toe. Quoting one of the best videos of all time that's pinned in the Facebook group. What is it? Top 10 packs or 10 packs of 80s and 90s baseball cards. And there's a little bit of something for everyone in that video. But that is one of the quotes. Butch Husky rookie again. Alomar, Will the Thrill. Can you give way to a freaking Mariano Rivera rookie? Or are we going to see more Matt Minsky? I hate that mustache. I don't like it. I mean, that's probably why we hate him, actually. It's probably the mustache. There's only baseball. Jeff Williams and Darryl Kyle, second year. And Zap Pack. More stickiness. Everything's so sticky. I'm sure that will trigger some sort of inappropriate comment. Knowing the people in this chat. Sean Tyler, thanks, man. I appreciate that. Glad you can make a stream. Corey says, hey, guess what? I never heard of you. Also, from that same video, I think we got a Walker rookie in here, though. No, I was way off. You can tell I have not opened enough 90 Leaf packs, and I really haven't. Camarel Martinez, Gerald Perry throws me off. The side of that card kind of looks the same. Chris Gwynn and Ron Kittle rob us of a Thomas. Paul L. demanding Mike Walkton sighting. Mike Walkton is here, and he is still floating in this eternal, soon-to-be snow globe. And he does rotate. But he's kind of contained to this globe and has been for quite some time. I mean, he's free to leave whenever he wants. He can just float the hell out of there. But for now, he's watching over this rip. Hopefully not sabotaging it. He's another one you don't want to get on his bad side. And I feel like a lot of times him and Pee-wee are conspiring to do things like that around here. Paul L's pumped on the Mike Walkton sighting. Jeremy Lewis is probably sticky due to the inexpensive adhesive. Before I read that, I thought it was going to be inappropriate because it's from Jerry Manley, but thank you for that. More than likely, probably, Benny DeStefano. We all know how I felt about him back when I was younger. It was Ryan Turner. Another Aaron Seeley rookie. Tom Smith. Rick Wilkins. Looks stoned out of his mind in that card. The Seeley rookie. Larkin leaping around in that gold foil. Give us a big name rookie, will you? Henkin. Hal Morris ends that pack. Nothing in there either. Nick Miller says tons of fake dudes. Yeah, Bowman's always notorious for having a bunch of made-up people. Like, hey, we gotta get this many cards in this set. All right, go ahead and make up a bunch of dudes. And they did every year. They fooled us ever since. Trey Williams is on his way to his local LCS to buy cards for his personal PC. Franklin Stubbs stubbed his toe. I love that. That's how it all went down. And please make sure when you say those things, you are using them in that context. So when you're talking to your buddy and you say, hey, man, I need to go down to my local LCS and pick up this. I don't know if anyone says that to their buddy, but make sure you say local LCS. Kevin Moss, rookie. A big one from that time period. Not really the case nowadays unless you get a 10 or PSA 10 of it. My personal PC just expanded recently because I started collecting propaganda pieces. I don't know why, but I was like, yeah, I guess I might as well. A bunch of them sitting around, might as well throw them in a box, and, and now I collect them. That's what happens, though. All in good fun. Paul's might as well tickle your minty, lavish, fancy, bulbous, mumbo jumbo, bugaboo, squalor, hanky panky, swashbuckle, ditty vibe. Andy Ashby, Robert Einhorn, there's Carl Willis. Give us something good in this pack. Come on. Mo Sanford, Sean Estes. Not too stoked in 2025 to pull a Sean Estes rookie, and especially when they're stuck together. Tim Salmon yet again. Lots of sticky things in this video. Very suggestive remark. Please do not comment on that. Robin Ventura. And still no sign of any rookies. What is going on? Craig Blosser. That photo is so ridiculous. Craig Blosser is definitely angry at you because you're late to your 8th period chemistry class. And he's going to tell you about it. Rick Sutcliffe ends that pack. Back to 90 Leaf. Nice blowbacks. Rex Hudler, previously pronounced dead around here. John Moses and OG Omen from the Yak Packs. Dave Schmidt, Javier, Dave Winfield, Steve Wilson. At least we found a bigger name in that pack. We're starting to lose hope on everything in life. Probably the next one off. Alexa, change channel Ricky Burway. Floyd Fence says, but did Phillies see Garrett stub his toe? Oh, that's great. It'd be greater if I get these cards out of the pack without ruining everything. Luis Soho starts it off again. Russ Swan, Bruce Ruffin. And it looks like we got a Jeffrey Hammonds USA card. That was a popular one back then. And the Jeff Hammonds 91 Topps trader was going nuts in that year. Travis Fryman, Eddie Taubensee, and Wade Boggs ends that pack. Nothing else too notable in there. Where are all of the Piazzas, the Riveras, the Hoffmans, the Ramirez? What happened to them? Like somebody siphoned them out of the pack. Nick says JV Lopes. I love it. Got a PC. Stack up your personal PC full of JV Lopes. Maybe your local LCS has some in stock. There's Mark Whitten, Charlie Huff, and Deion Sanders. Was definitely a good one at one point in time. Gilkey Backman, his only year in the Buccos, very short stint. Edgar Diaz, leaping around a little bit there. They were eaten by a boa constrictor. Jerry Manley is doing some kind of countdown, and I'm not sure what that's for. Greg Fox says the floppy disk might tell us where all the good rookies are. That's a very good point. Paul Heron's disc is here. And I'm sure the secrets of the universe are probably on there. Steve Cook, Clemente Nunez. We've seen a lot of duplicates, though. Molitor, Pagnozzi, Matt Williams, Andy Bennis, Steve Sachs, Arthur Rhodes. I've seen a lot of dupes. That's 6 packs left for Scott. Steve Lake starting things off. Give us a freaking Thomas. I want to thank Corey again for organizing this and everyone that bought into this rip. Otherwise, it wouldn't be happening right now. We'd probably be opening 92 Topps Kids instead. So please thank them for putting this together. I haven't even seen like any Griffies or anything. Like, we have not seen one Griffey yet in this rip. What the it's like someone literally glued these packs shut. Maybe they did a long time ago. I don't know. Never opened 92 Bowman packs that were this difficult to rip into. Darnell Coles, Mike Bordick. Fernandez, Bobby Reed. Daryl Hamilton. There's a CJ gold foil. He looks pissed that I called him that. Martinez. And Greg Jeffries. Kevin Mitchell wins that pack. We're really getting our asses kicked in this rip without, like, not really finding anything, which sucks. It's turning my favorite releases from the 90s into my, like, least favorite because now I have bad memories of opening these boxes. Pat Borders is just seeing the same exact collation. Dennis Cook, second year. Willie Wilson. Nothing in that pack either. Paul Elsa's 7. Egg. Ricky Berwick quotes coming to life. Jeremy says 9 minutes. Still don't know what that's for. Missed previous comment. Jason Beret, rookie, Esmond Beltre. Same damn cards. Did somebody search this based on the placement of the packs in the box? I don't know. Larkin, Winfield, Big Cat for Corey. Another Andy Bennis gold foil. Brian Barnes is Robbie Beckett's. Getting rather sophisticated. Steve Hosey, Lance Johnson ends that pack. That's the last pack for Scott F. For 92 Bowman. We have 2 SPs left. Jetman says, Alexa, play Hot Potato. That's probably like the most requested thing in there. And that turns on real fast. That's probably why they do it. That and Twist by Korn. I've seen that Andy Bennis way too many times. But never have to see it again. Eric Harris starting things off. Moises Alou. Saw that one. I think the last pack. Mark Whitten. Brooks having a time of his life. I'm probably going to start that car at one point in time. Apier. Edgar Martinez. There's Kevin Mitchell. These ones actually came apart, though. And we got Tom Glavine die cuts. That's nice, though. Out of all the possible cards we get, we at least got a pretty big name there. It wasn't like Glenn Allen Hill, thankfully. Pulse Dancing Queen, yeah, Think of It by KSI. Those two are also requested a lot. It's probably a toss-up. Couldn't help but look at who that die cut was. It was right there in front of me. Sandberg starts things off. So these ones are a little better and not as much paper loss on it. You got Derek Lee rookie. This one, unfortunately, has some speckles of white on there, but another one of the better rookies in the set. Mitchell, Kevin Apier again, Rio, and there is Scott Erickson. Love those die cuts. Those are so cool. One more stack remains in this somewhat depressing 25K celebration because we're not really finding anything. And I mean, that does happen when you open old wax, but we're having some really bad luck. Last block goes Michael G. I think it's his first rip ever with me, so thank you very much. Criterium Racer Lee is in the house. His congrats on 25K subs. Lee, thanks, man. I'm glad that you're able to make it in here. Check out Lee's channel. Lee posted a video not too long ago. A few days ago. I got notified of it, but I didn't get a chance to watch it yet. Please subscribe to him if Corey could post a link. And support our buddy Lee, Criterium Racer. What the hell? They were glued to the bottom of the box there. All right. A light at the end of the tunnel. The last 20 packs of this rip. Paulos has got a Larry Walker rookie. Not a complete dud. Yeah, we got the Walker with the die cut Wagner. It's just really weird to not see Hoffman, Piazza, Ramirez, or Rivera in. I mean, so far, maybe we'll see it in the last stack. And that does happen. Maggot in. We're seeing a lot of duplicates, though, which is really weird. And I spoke too freaking soon because Michael G got himself one of my favorite cards of all time. You got yourself a freaking Frank Thomas rookie card. Man, I love that card. And I've only pack pulled it a handful of times in my life, probably like 2 times. Number 300, finally surfaces in the last freaking stack. Let me dig through this sea of wrappers to get a penny sleeve for this card, so my fat elbow does not crush it. But the Big Hurt rookie has come forth. Can probably thank Mike Walkton for that one. He had something to do with it, I feel like. If I can get situated here, let's get him in the top loader. Beautiful, beautiful card. Love that one. So congrats to Michael for the pack pulled. Automatic PSA 10, as people will tell you. Just send the video in. They can't deny you if you do that. Michael says, screw down that Thomas. Make sure you screw down every one of your cards. And if anyone wants to do that, I have a big box full of screw downs I will sell you. So please make sure you screw down all of them, especially the most valuable ones. Scott Stahoviak. Paul says Mikey G gets the hits. This and the 89 and Griffey. Amazing luck. Well, this is not Mikey G. This is Mike Old G. So this is somebody completely different. He's not been in a break yet. He got Cliff Floyd rookie, Duncan the baseball showing up, Delgado rookie. They're in the same pack last time too. Mike Pagliarulo in that pulsating bulbous jugular vein. There's Greg Swindell foil. So maybe the last stack will breathe new life into this rip. Rondell White, Tony Gwynn, and Luis Gonzalez. Well, he's seeing some new faces in there, which is nice. Paul says sue him for copyright. Take a freaking ice bath after this. So one Thomas has been found. Kevin Bass shows up for Trevor Williams. Tapani, John Smiley. There's Rob Deere about the strikeouts. Paul Gibson looking dorkier than ever. Tom Foley ends that pack. Cliff Floyd would have been taken in the search box 1,000,000%. Probably. Cliff Floyd was a hot one way back then, too. Indeed, we do have a Kevin Bass sighting. This video would have been over like a half hour ago if it weren't for these damn packs. Just absolute trash. Bottenfield shows up. It's a Bottenfield rookie. If anyone was wondering, a Bonds foil in here. Bob Walk. We find the Rivera. The Bonds, actual 24-karat gold rookie, Brandon Wilson. Howard Battle looks way too old to be a prospect in baseball in that photo. Almost looks like Uncle Eddie from Family Matters. And Mike Boddicker. Or no, did I say Uncle Eddie? I mean, yeah. He looks more like Carl than Uncle Eddie. The next pack of 90 Leaf. Ricky Berwick on yet? Please keep me up to date on that. Dan Pasqua, Glenn Wilson. Did I ever get a sauna that wasn't built for China? I was looking into saunas, and I had one. There's Dave Justice rookie showing up. So Michael G is getting all the big hits. Getting all of them. Thomas, Justice, Delgado, and the Cliff Floyd. Now, that's pretty nice. First time seeing that in the whole box. I will top load and penny sleeve that later on. Is there a Rivera gold card? There's not a Rivera gold. He did not have a foil. Manny Ramirez had a gold foil. Frank Thomas gold foil was a pretty valuable one back in '92. So was the Jeffrey Hammonds we saw a little bit ago. No rat this evening. Well, thankfully for that, I can't stand that rat. Jorge Fabregas. So you got to make sure you make it a point to go check out Ricky Berwick after this stream's over. Make sure you don't do it until after we're done here. We still have more shenanigans to take place. That's definitely... This just looks like a poor man's version of Tim Allen. It's definitely a fake name. Rick Hertensteiner. Never heard of you for the Expos. 91 Pioneer League Player of the Year. Interesting there. Mike Williams. Noakes. Aguilera. John Vanderwall ends that pack. Derpy Tim Allen. Dawn says, hello to Past 11, everyone. Congrats on 25,000 subs. Thanks, man. Pagliarulo. Everyone's got to go over to Ricky Berwick. I will see you in there once this is over. Another Larry Walker rookie. The last stack magic. You're getting them all, Michael. Congrats on that. Nice looking Walker. A little off top to bottom, but good looking rookie card for the PC. Or should I say personal PC. Yeah, so maybe 10 years from now I'll get to 50K. We'll see what happens. Maybe by then I'll have an ASMR channel and a home improvement comedy channel and everything else. That will probably never happen. Richard G says, love this channel. Just started it over. Sweet, man. Please, please skip my first 4 months of videos because they're terrible. I cannot watch I don't watch any of my videos. I don't go back and watch any of those, but I can tolerate it if I had to watch anything in the last, like, probably 3 or 4 years. 6 years ago, no. They're pretty bad. Ryan Klesko, second year foil, Billy Ashley. I was a big Billy Ashley fan. When we had Tony La Russa 2, when we played that, it was like fantasy baseball on Windows DOS. I always had Billy Ashley, and he freaking homered every single at bat. It was nuts. But then he'd get hurt. The next game, he would be hurt for 18 games. So it sucked. Lofton. There's a blurred out Budweiser offensive signage in the background. Ozzie Guillen Zap Pack. Back to 90 Leaf. Ow. The hell? Somebody lubed these packs up, too. Somebody somewhere is laughing their ass off at me struggling to open all these. Nelson Santavina. Radinsky. And there's apparently a Greg Hibbard short print in here. For some reason, was facing another way. So we will obsess over that at a different date. And this may be the last time I ever opened 92 Bowman on this channel, because I don't want to go through this ever again. It was supposed to be a fun, relaxing rip, and it ended up turning into pure misery and hell on earth opening these. Matt Stairs, actual rookie, to start this pack off. And Paul Bird rookie card. That's definitely a decent one as well. Benzinger, Bonds foil yet again, Wetland. Kevin Young, that big-ass bulbous bat that I think Puckett went on to use a year later for a photo. Klesko's second year, and Charlie Huff is going to end that pack. Pack wrapper sabotage. Hoyles again. Dwayne Ward. There's that second year Johnson again. Seen a lot of that Gene Nelson too. It's like I feel like we've seen the same pack over and over and over again from this box. What gives? Somebody's laughing somewhere. They could be all bricked up. Well, they're definitely stuck together, but there's no paper loss. So I've never opened 92 Bowman that had paper loss, but I've also never opened Bowman from this year that was this sticky. Gonzalez, Justin Thompson is a Joe Carter foil. Dave Silvestri, Kurt Stillwell ends that pack. We're getting down to the nitty-gritty, and then we can all go watch Ricky Berwick together. So we at least pulled a Thomas rookie out of here. Got some nice rookies so far, though. I'm not going to throw an absolute temper tantrum because we found all the rookies from Leaf. So we can't complain about that. 92 Bowman definitely screwed us. Big time. I don't even remember which pack I just opened. I think we did 92 Bowman, so actually we only have 2 Leaf left, so we'll do one of these. Floyd Vince is clearly someone got too excited at the idea of 92 Bowman. Thanks for that, Floyd fan. Yeah. Some sort of excitement happened along the way. And it ruined my excitement to open these because they've been nothing but a problem the whole time. And I hate to sit here and complain about it because I love this release. But it's been a dud box. We've got kind of a dud box, and the pack wrappers being that sticky has made it worse. William Pennyfeather, cringy name from that era. Pat Listash, 92 Rookie of the Year. That was a big freaking card back in 92. big time. Pete Castellano and Greg Harris ends that pack. And another damn Aussie Canseco. Give us another Frank Thomas, please. We only got one more chance left for a Thomas. Milt Thompson. There's a Drebeck. BJ Surhoff is going to end that one. Paul's William Pennyfeather, obviously the best card. Joe's Card Corral will be pissed to hear you say that, because I think he hates William Pennyfeather. Sam Militello, what a complete bust. Yeah. I can honestly say, and fortunately say, I don't think I was ever too stoked on him back then. Scott Brocious. Another checklist. And a bunch more repeats. Chad Curtis is starting to piss me off. We've seen that a bunch of times in this rip. Howard House. And no sign of Rivera in that pack. The final pack and I leave. Keith is skipping through to catch up. Hopefully we'll be live by the end of the stream. And we're about to be done. Got 3 packs left after this one. Fingers crossed for a Thomas. I wasn't paying attention to the precursor, but we got another Larry Walker in here for Michael. So Michael's hitting a bunch of stuff. He's going to have a big old stack of rookies. And Nolan Ryan, no-hit king, ends that pack. Final 92 Bowman. Could not be more excited to not open any more 92 Bowman. It's ruined it for me entirely. And now my favorite set is going to be, I don't know, 91 Fleer. At least the pack wrappers were easy to freaking open without dinging all the corners. These are just terrible. I want you to literally savagely claw away at the cards. This is the worst one yet. It's awful. John Cangelosi starting this one off. Paulo says, John now hates 92 Bowman. This has definitely left a bad taste in my mouth. I hate them for making those wrappers like that. And I hate whoever stored them in whatever climate made them that way. Or who glued them together. I want that person dead. William Suero. There's a Tim Wallach. Willie McGee. Jeremy McGarity. Like his prom picture. Scott Scudder. It doesn't look like we're going to get any of the big name rookies from 92 Bowman. So that's crazy. Open a whole box, not find a Piazza, no Rivera, no Hoffman, no Ramirez. I think we saw pretty much every other one that could really come out of there, but none of them. 2 packs remain. Paul's 97 Bowman is my favorite of 97 of the Bowmans. Yeah, 97 Bowman is awesome. Michael G, let's keep the luck going. That surplus of rookies you got. Maybe we get an A-Rod in here. Looks like it's going to be Trot Nixon is our prospect card. There's prime time for Corey and Bernard Gilkey. He's always in there. He's always there. Trot Nixon rookie card shows up. A little paper loss on his face. Looks like he cut himself shaving and he's got specks of toilet paper on his face. There's Edgar Martinez, Jeff Conine. There's the Hawk for Corey, if he's still lurking in here. And Andy Van Slyke die cut is going to end the second to last pack. Here we go. Paul's and Bernard Gilkey been everywhere tonight. Shaq Pepsi 25K giveaway. Yeah, I should probably chug that at the end of this video. Ooh, look at an insert card in here. That's pretty awesome. 8 packs. Is it a Hall of You? There's Ken Kemedy stuck to Brent Gates. Is that Steve Buscelli's leaping over? Dean Palmer, we got something. We got a Hall of You. That's pretty sick. It's Ramirez. Those aren't like the easiest to pull. So a hologram, Hall of You, not a die cut, but the reds are pretty valuable and very hard to find. We got a Manny. So that's not too shabby at all. Trying to peek ahead and see what that die cut card is. It's not going to be an A-Rod. Kevin Stalker, horrible paper loss on this Tony Gwynn, so that really sucks. The front looks awesome though, but the snowflake parallel in the back sucks. Scott Erickson, and we ended the 25K celebration debauchery with Rick Aguilera die cut. Probably couldn't be a better way to end this rip, but at least we got to go back and relive those wonder years, ripping those packs, chasing after those rookies. And I don't know, we'll do that again with any of the releases. Maybe someday we'll get a 94 SP box, but then again, the paper loss tends to scare me off. So I think that's it for this video. That's it for this debaucherous celebration. I thank you guys all for being here. And for those of you who've been here for freaking 6.5 years, major shout out to you for the years and years of support, and everybody else who's come along the way. Thank you for being a part of the TPIA cult. I would not be doing this if it weren't for you guys watching. You guys freaking rule. And I may or may not see you back tomorrow night. If not, I have a mystery box to rip open. The $100 Holly box will be coming on Thursday or Friday. And also, we have 90 Tops Thursday or Friday. So stay tuned for that and the endless search. Have a great rest of your night, guys. I'll see you next time.